Hi folks. Well, I've spent quite a lot of time and a fair amount of money working on this project, and so far I'm not doing too well. You can see I've got one of the motors mounted. Got one of the motors mounted over here, and it kind of works, but really not so well. And I'm going to show you what I mean here. So it kind of works, but if you listen to that motor, it slows down, and it's really not doing so well, that motor. I think that motor needs to be rebuilt. Now, I did actually try to run this thing today with me on it, and that didn't work so well either. With just that one motor, I can only get to, you know, about walking speed, I'd say. And that's not the only problem I had either, and I'm going to show you what I mean here. Now, I bought this sprocket, and these motors don't come with the sprocket because they're just connected directly to a wheel. And these sprockets don't accept regular bicycle chain. You got to get a bigger size, otherwise it won't fit on there. And so I bought that too. I bought this chain and this sprocket. That chain was about $12, shipping included. The sprocket was about another $15. And it's wider, so I had to remove the derailleur because it wouldn't fit in it. And as a matter of fact, it won't fit. It won't fit down here either. It only fits on the upper one, the inside part of that wheel sprocket, and I could hardly make this thing move with this motor, even with that on there. And then of course the chain slipped off that sprocket and it got jammed up down inside there, and it wouldn't go anymore. So it was a problem. And then I actually felt the motor after I'd been running it, and that motor was quite hot. And you know, I checked the voltage on these batteries and everything's just fine. It's over 25 volts. It's almost 26 volts right now, and I checked it using that El Cheapo meter there, but I couldn't make it work. I really just couldn't, and it was too weak. So if I was gonna continue on with this project, which I'm not sure I will, at least not doing it this way, then I would have to use both those motors because one isn't enough. Now here, this is the second motor. This is the one I didn't mount, and this engages and disengages the gearbox, this thing. So I'm going to disengage it. I'm going to turn that on. can hear, it sounds kind of funky. Now, I took the top off of it because I thought maybe, well, maybe it's not lubricated too well or something stupid like that. And it's practically packed with grease. There's no rust or anything in there. So it's hard to say exactly what's wrong with it. But it struggles. And this motor, it's 24 volt, and the RPM is 20 plus or minus 10 RPM per minute. And it really does not spin anywhere near that fast. It's quite a bit slower than what it's supposed to be. So this is really, this and the other one. The other motor is a little bit better than this one, but this one has got serious problems that would need to be addressed if this was ever going to be used again. At one point I had my motor controller and this throttle hooked up to the unit, and I was trying to make it work with that, and I pretty much fried this motor controller. This is a 24 volt, but it's 13 amp too. You would think it would work, but it didn't. It did not work. It had some problems. It's 250 watt, and so that did not work, and I think I burned it, which is a shame. Now, I just want to show you the size difference between bicycle chain, which is this stuff, and number 41 roller chain is quite a bit wider. It wouldn't work with the bicycle chain at all. And I had to buy this thing, which is what they call a chain breaker, and I bought that at Harbor Freight, and it's supposed to work with the size chain I bought, but it didn't. So I had to grind that pin down there. I had to grind it down to fit so that I could work with this big chain. And then this is a bicycle chain breaker, and I had to buy that in order to deal with this bicycle chain. So, you know, I'm into it probably for about 80 bucks, and I'm still not successful, and it doesn't look like it's gonna work the way that I'm doing it. And not that it's a lot of money, $80, but to just throw it away is not that good. And also, since my hours were cut at work, I'm now a part-time employee. It makes my life a lot more difficult, because you know, 80 bucks is a lot of money when you're only part-time, and so things are not that positive right now. But I would have been better off just putting that money aside, I think, and buying a bicycle, an electric bike kit to just put the wheels on, and off I'd go. And I may still wind up doing that, but for the time being, I think I'm going to shelve this project until I can afford to do what I want to do, because I'm pretty much tapped out on money. I can pretty much afford my bills, but I have no extra money, and that really is the truth. So I'm gonna have to put this project aside until I get a hold of some money, and I'm just gonna have to buy an e-bike conversion kit, because trying to do it the way I'm trying to do it is really just not working. So that's about it. I'm going to have to shelve this project until I come into some more money. It really just isn't working very well, which is unfortunate, but you know, at least it's not very, very expensive. It's more expensive than I want it to be, but you know, especially for something that doesn't work. But I've spent as much money on this as I intend to do until I get a plan that's you know, a little bit more certain. And the e-bike conversion kit is really the only way I can think of to make this work without continually banging my head on the wall. If I had an e-bike conversion kit, I could have this whole thing working within 3 or 4 hours. And what I'd really like to do, of course, would be to put 2 of them on here, because this is a lot heavier than a regular bicycle. So, but that would cost about $400 that I don't have to spend right now. So that's about it. It's the bad news, but that's the way it happens sometimes. So thanks for watching.